Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Today, I wanted to be really authentic and raw and tell you that I woke up and I was feeling pretty good and practicing my surrender. But then I got on and saw some news, which kind of plummeted me down into duality very, very quickly. I felt a lot of strong emotions come up. Now, I won't go into what kind of news it was, but it was about freedom and it was about truth, and it was a lot of despair that came up inside of me. Despair, hopelessness, powerlessness, sadness, all of these kind of emotions that feel painful. And I went through expressing those emotions. I went and meditated, and I was shown very, very clearly in my meditation that I had fallen out of the unified field, that I had allowed the seduction of the fear vibration in our duality, in our world of polarity, to seduce me, to take me and my being down into despair, into sadness, into powerlessness, into hopelessness. And with that came immense suffering. Now, I'm talking about just a few moments in time, but I think this is a beautiful microcosm of what happens in a macro way in our lives. And we need to learn how to build up this resilience so that we can remain peaceful in our hearts, no matter what goes on in the external world around us. I believe there's going to be so much more of these moments where we could be seduced by fear, by the frequency of fear. And we can go in and go right into that story, into that narrative, and feel the depths of very low frequency emotions. And we become disempowered. We forget who we really are. And we can be manipulated very, very easily when we give away our power this way. And so riding this constant roller coaster of external forces and external events and external stories and narratives and agendas, if we're going to ride that, we're going to experience immense suffering. So what's the solution? Well, I was really, of course, grateful to receive such clear insight when I meditated and asked for help this morning. And that is just that we need to continue to exercise the muscle of surrender and continue to exercise the muscle of realizing and seeing and consciously knowing that we can choose to jump out of the illusion of this simulation of this world at any moment. We can step out of it and we can stay out of it, but it takes practice. And so there are people who walk through life with peace in their heart. And that's what I aspire to in my life, in this experience. By the same token, I think it's really important that we don't suppress or repress these strong emotions that come up when we're challenged by external narratives and external forces, because that is often a triggering of old wounding, of inner child wounding, of shadow work we need to do. And we can use that opportunity to work through the darkness within us and bring it out into the light, to be dissolved by the light, by source, by consciousness, by pure loving awareness. And so it is an opportunity to exercise your demons, if you like. When we see that we are reacting strongly to an external force, we can go in and we can ask, what am I really feeling? And when did that first start? And you might, if you give yourself permission, you might finally access a repressed emotion, a blocked or trapped energy within your body, and give it permission to be released for the first time ever. And the more we do this, the more we face our fears of experiencing emotions we don't want to experience. The more we allow ourselves and give us permission to experience sadness and pain and anger and grief and frustration that we've had trapped down, the less we're going to have it trapped in our bodies. The less we're going to be easily influenced by external forces. So it's fine to practice surrendering in every moment that's possible, and practicing becoming pure consciousness in the loving, aware state at all times, but also to exercise those demons, to allow the darkness to come out, to be seen, to be transformed by the light. So it's a kind of a two-pronged process that I believe is the approach that works at this time, because we can't repress anymore. We also need to be able to express at the same time. So yeah, I went through a bit of a roller coaster this morning. I experienced a lot of repressed emotions, and I was able to go in there and ask, what am I really feeling? And a feeling of powerlessness was my main theme today. And of course that stems from childhood. And I'm sure a lot of us can relate to that. So this is why we might have a lot of triggers when we see that we feel powerlessness in the world today. We feel powerless. So we're triggering childhood wounding. We can work through that, allow it to come up, allow it to be transformed, allow it to heal, and you won't be so triggered anymore. And you can remain in that center, the heart center, in peace. So this is just an encouraging video today. It's okay to feel these strong emotions, but be aware and do it consciously. And keep working at it, keep chipping it away. And you'll stay in peace more and more for longer periods of time. So please like, subscribe, and share my videos if this message resonates with you. And know that you are doing just fine. Keep at it. Steady on. You got this. See ya.